Hello all you shining stars and welcome to my channel Shining Star Soup. In today's video I'm going to be showing you my favorite products for 2019. This video is not intended for audiences under the age of 18, and with that said, let's jump right into my favorite products. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything where I'm going to be covering makeup, palettes, as well as tools, so brushes that I really enjoy. And the first brush I am going with is the Urban Studio Powder 181 brush. Now this brush has been awesome. It's not too dense but not too soft, and I always use this for powder. I picked this up at Winners. I think it was about, I don't know, $10, but it's my go-to powder brush when I'm putting on my powder foundation. Now jumping right to the powder foundation, my favorite powder is the Peach Perfect by Too Faced. It's great for mattifying and blending everything out, and it's great as a finishing touch. Now it is expensive. You can buy a tiny one for $20 at Sephora, or you can get this one, which is a much nicer size, and this is going to last you a lot longer than the tiny little one for $20 at Sephora. This will cost you $44 Canadian, and that would be the Peach Perfect. If you like that matte finish and you like everything blended together, that would be my personal recommendation for where to go. Plus it smells nice. I like to have products on my face that smell nice. Alright, jumping into, and I am bouncing back and forth because I got a lot of products to go through here. I got this one at, I think it was the Look Fantastic Advent Calendar for 2019. It's the Aviant Pro Perfecting Collagen Primer. Now, I would not repurchase this just because it's like $120 Canadian. However, I did really enjoy it, and it has been one of my favorite primers for 2019. That little guy right there. Blends beautifully. Doesn't get too doughy, and if you let it dry, it really is the perfect primer for in between your moisturizer and your foundation. Alright, jumping into another tool. This was one I got from a subscription box. It is a Lexi. It's a small contour brush. It works really well for getting into for the contouring, especially around the hairline. I don't have any contour today just because contouring I'm still new to. I'm still new to being able to blend everything else out nicely. So I will only play around with contour if I know I'm not going anywhere that day. And then I just don't care. So a small contour brush by Lexi. Another brush is by Lexi is this one, which is a highlighter brush. I do like the highlighter brushes that have a tapered end, and this is soft but dense enough to work well for a nice highlight. We're going to finish off with the brushes. I have a Moda Beauty brush. Now this brush was in a BoxyCharm, I believe, for February, and it's got nice dense bristles but is still soft. And I really enjoyed it. I don't have the highlighter because it came in two. It came with a highlighting brush and a blush brush, and the highlighting was not dense enough for me, so I did end up passing that along. But for blushes, this works amazingly well. Alright, now for what I'm wearing on my lips today, I do have a Smashbox matte liquid liner always on lipstick. It does stay on. I got this in a subscription box and I really enjoy it. It does not dry the lips out, which is a big plus, and that is one thing I'm always worried about when it comes to matte lipsticks, is the lips drying out, but Smashbox seems to hit the mark. Now for concealer, now I don't conceal personally, so I don't use this for what it is originally intended for. I use it for an eye primer, and that is the Fenty Beauty concealer. It's very nice. It's not overly drying, which is one thing I worry about when it comes to concealers. And this one was a Prive item from Topbox. I might be rejoining Topbox come further on in the year. I'm still on the fence about it since they raised their prices to $15 a month from $12 a month. But either way, this was a really nice product to get from Topbox. And you pay about $44 for that on Sephora. I would never repurchase it just because of the price point, but it was still nice to have. So for setting mist, I do really enjoy the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. I got this again in a Topbox Prive box. I love the smell. I don't really like the dewy finish, but by the time I'm done powder and all that other fun stuff, it's not so dewy anymore, especially because I use that Peach Perfect matte powder. But it still has a wonderful smell, and I like this stuff for its scent. It's like a nice airy coconut scent. Another one, a product that I'm almost out of. This was a FabFitFun item, the Murad Renewing Eye Cream. I like to do under my eyes every day, and it's been really good. Now for foundation, I really enjoy the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation with Peach and Sweet Fig Cream. It's oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil control, photo-friendly. I do really enjoy this stuff. I actually tried it after I found the Dew Perfect at Winners in the shade Snow. I prefer matte foundation just because I don't like to look shiny or oily throughout the day. I don't really like that dewy, my own personal preference. And this is expensive though. It is $44 at Sephora. I picked up an extra one because I'm about halfway through it when Sephora had their holiday sale. So I did manage to get a second one for $38, which is not that much of a discount when you think about it, but still, it's an expensive foundation. It's definitely one I enjoy. Moving on to my favorite blush at the moment for 2019 came in a BoxyCharm in December, and that's the Ciate London. That's the blush highlighter. I know there was some controversy as to BoxyCharm having certain companies mass produce special formulas for them. I can understand why they do it, as long as the it's not expired or it's not too lower quality than the original. I still really do enjoy this blush. I'm wearing it today. One of my favorite highlighters, and this one was actually a bonus item from Ipsy, is the Ofra highlighter, and this is Star Island. I have yet to hit pan, and I've been using this daily for months. I'm starting to hit pan, but I still got quite a bit left of the Ofra highlighter. I do like using highlighter under the eyes, over the eyebrows, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, and the chin. And yeah, so highlighter is really nice, and the corner of the eyes as well as the top of the eyebrows. Now for eyeshadow, this is a product that looks, my cat was trying to get on my lap. He didn't get on the first try, so he gave up. Alright, Party Favor by Urban Decay. I did get this on sale. It's regular $40, I believe, for this palette, and I got it for $26. They are eyeshadow toppers mostly, but I find that it works really well to add a sparkle and a bit of a definition. So Party Favor by Urban Decay, definitely one of my favorites of 2019. Another favorite is a palette from Cover FX. We got this in BoxyCharm, I believe it was for March. I was really hesitant to try it. Just because, you know, you got your two highlighters, which are a bit dark for me. I don't dive into them too much. And there was a whole mix-up with people who are medium getting the dark and people who are light getting the dark and medium getting the light. I don't know, there was a whole big thing. Obviously, I've almost panned completely the contour shade. The finishing powder I used a lot, and the blush I did use a lot, as well as the finishing powder right there. I did use it. So this was one of my favorite products for 2019. Another one, this was actually part of a mystery gift collab that I had done with Leah McDonald. She sent me a Perfect Eyeshadow by Beauty Glaze. Now Beauty Glaze, They do sell this on Amazon for like 12 bucks. It's a clear dupe product of the Huda Beauty Nude Palette. However, it worked really well. I'm not too concerned about what might be in here. I've had no reactions and no problems, but the colors are very nice and it works really well. Definitely one of my favorite products for 2019. We're down to the last two. Of course, I can't forget, and I guess technically this was 2020, but either way, the Tate Beauty palette that I won in a giveaway from Beauties to Makeup just recently, actually. I just loved this palette, the colors, the bendability. I learned a trick from a fellow subscriber, thank you so much, you know who you are, where she told me that if you do two swirls on the glitter with your index finger and you just press the pen down and then tap with your fingertip the glitter. And that's that palette again right there. And last but not least, this would have to be my absolute favorite purchase for 2019. The Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. I tell you, I was impressed when I first saw the palette, impressed when, and even more impressed when I've like dived into it. It's just, this palette has so many colors and it's so versatile. And it blends easily, it goes on easily, it has the different formulas. Definitely my top favorite purchase of 2019. Alright, all you shining stars, you've sat with me for almost 12 minutes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a shining star day. Bye!